Muchas gracias a todos por venir. Nada, simplemente pues vamos a hacer un pequeño evento, una pequeña clinic con todas las novedades de Taylor, con su 50 aniversario, que vienen con modelos nuevos, cosas muy chulas y sobre todo pues la calidad y el sonido que representa la marca. Así nada, Mateo nos va a hacer una buena presentación de todos estos modelos.
Gracias.
Saúl va a estar traduciendo también para que la comunicación sea súper fluida y cualquier duda, cualquier cosita, pues nada, vamos a darle caña.
Gracias. Okay, I think that we can start. So,
Pues podemos empezar.
I'm sorry, perdona, I don't speak. I'm Italian. I don't speak Spanish. I speak Spanish as a tourist, but not in a professional way. So we decided to do it in English, and then I will translate. But there is one guy that speaks Italian, so I'm thinking of doing the presentation in Italiano. No, it's not okay. Let's do next time.
Es Mateo, habla inglés pero como turista, no como especialista de producto, así que va a hacer la presentación en inglés y nada, yo intentaré traducir lo que él vaya diciendo.
And I work for Taylor Europe. So Taylor got two factories, one in San Diego and one in Tecate in Mexico. We do the guitar over there, then we put on the container, we ship to Rotterdam in Holanda. And then we distribute the guitar directly in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And I work in the office in Amsterdam. So I'm not an artist, I'm just work for Taylor, and I'm here to explain something about the guitars.
Entiendo que hay alguien que no hable inglés, o habláis todos inglés, porque para que no lo oigáis dos veces.
Guarda.
Yes. Vale.
Okay.
Mateo trabaja en Ámsterdam, Taylor tiene dos factorías, una en San Diego y otra en México, y desde allí las guitarras viajan a Rotterdam, que es donde está la sede europea. Él trabaja en Ámsterdam, no es artista, él trabaja para Taylor, pero tiene muy buen gusto cuando coge una guitarra, así que igualmente os va a gustar.
Okay, so this year, actually on Monday, it was the 50th anniversary of Taylor guitar. So 50 years ago, in October 74, Bob Taylor, that he was 18 years old, and he built his own guitar. So he built his first guitar because he wanted to have a nice 12 strings, and he got a book from his teacher how to build a guitar, a classical guitar. So he studied the book and he started building his first guitar, and he came pretty well. And from that point, 50 years ago, now Taylor is the best-selling brand of acoustic guitar in the world. And yeah.
El lunes se cumplieron 50 años de la construcción de la primera guitarra de Taylor, que fue construida por Bob Taylor.
Sí.
Entonces, desde entonces hasta ahora, actualmente es la guitarra acústica más vendida del mundo.
The thing is that there are great guitars like Martin, that it was established in something like 200 years ago, nell'800, 820, e también Taylor, 800. So they got great guitars, and they got a very, very long tradition. They make very great instruments, and I would like to explain briefly why Taylor, that is the new kid in town, this is the new brand, became so popular.
Que, por ejemplo, Martin es una marca que tiene dos grandes guitarras,
sí.
dice Mateo. Es una marca que tiene 200 años de historia, y os va a explicar qué diferencias hay para que hagan que Taylor, siendo el chico nuevo en el vecindario, pues tenga esa reputación y esa cantidad de ventas.
Sí. También Gibson también got 200 años. They do great guitars and everything, but we are new. So why Taylor is so popular? The first thing is that the neck is not glue, but is bolt on. So
el mástil no va pegado, sino que va con unos tornillos, como podéis ver.
So it's something like this. So you can let's say put the neck and adjust the neck in a really, really fast way and in the most precise way that you can. So you have always a perfect neck angle. So if you have a problem with humidity, because it's wood, so it's changed by the temperature, the humidity, and everything, something like in 5 minutes, you do a neck reset and you have a perfect guitar. If you want to do it with other brands, the neck is glue, so you have to bring the guitar to a luthier, and it takes probably 2 weeks to unglue the neck, and then work on this, and then re-put the neck. And that's a big problem. So it's not a problem, it takes money and time.
En este sistema es muy fácil ajustar el mástil si hay un cambio de temperatura, que de otra manera en las guitarras tradicionales al ir pegado, pues hay que llevársela a un luthier con el gasto de tiempo y de dinero que eso conlleva, 2 semanas. Y con este sistema en 5 minutos tenemos nuestra guitarra ajustada y lista para tocar.
And you can make a perfect reset, a perfect action, like an electric guitar. So if you take any guitar here, there was a guy here with his own guitar. It's a 300 series that he bought 7 years ago, and he really looked like a Steve Vai Ibanez 77. So you can really adjust the guitar and make sound perfect and much easier to play just because the neck got this new technology that no one else has, not in this same exact way.
Que es una nueva tecnología que nadie usa, resumiendo.
Cosa?
Sorry.
No, presumiendo.
You talk too much.
Okay,
I lost the...
No, but I think that in the end a lot of people speak
Thank
English,
you.
so maybe understand. Even if you say wrong things, people understand. Okay, good. So that's the thing, and so that's why it's so you got the neck and your guitar is perfect. I have a guitar that I bought when I was something like 16. It's a really fantastic guitar. I love the sound of the guitar. It's not a Taylor, but the action is like that. And I don't want to change or work or reset the guitar because I'm afraid that the sound change, the geometry of the guitar change, and I keep it like that. So as I say, guitars like other brands, they sound great, they are fantastic, but sometimes after a few years you get a very, very high action, and they are not easy to play, let's say. And what is another things that is fantastic, and here it becomes difficult because the neck is easy. So you got some bolt on and you got the neck, and your neck is perfect. You take the guitar and you play and it sounds like an electric guitar. There is another new thing that is an innovation because we are the new brand. Taylor is new, got 50 years ago. We can change the things without that the customer complain. If you are Gibson, for instance, and you want to buy a Les Paul, you want a real 59 Les Paul. You don't want a new things or other specific things. I don't know, if you want a Rolex, you don't want a new Rolex with the digital things. You want the original one. And so if you want to buy, I don't know, a Gibson or a Martin, you want the original, like it is. And it's perfect and it's good. We don't have this very, very long tradition, so we can change and innovate and makes the instrument much better without that the customer complain because it's not original to the 1959 models or things like that. That's the thing.
Que el cliente de Gibson, si quiere una Les Paul del 59, pues tiene que ser la misma Les Paul del 59, sin ningún digitalismo, sin ningún avance técnico, quiere su guitarra del 59. Taylor, esta es otra de las novedades que os va a contar Mateo. Al ser el chico nuevo del barrio, como decíamos antes, pues se puede permitir innovar en las mecánicas de la guitarra.
Sí. There is another thing that is important that we changed 5 years ago and make the guitar perfect. So as you see the guitar and it looks like a regular old guitar of 200 years ago, with 100 years ago, with a nice neck and everything. Inside of the guitar there is the bracing. So there are these two pieces of wood that are stick here because the tension of the strings here is 80 kilos. And if you don't put something like this, a reinforcement like this, the top just collapses. So Martin, something like 100 years ago, when he made the first steel strings guitar, the first acoustic guitar made by Martin at Dragnut, they decided to put this X bracing here to protect and just to keep the guitar together. And they always did like this, and all the brands did like this, including Taylor, until 7 years ago.
Martin decidió hace how many years?
Something like 100 years ago.
100 years, en el bracing de la guitarra poner esta X para que la tensión que crean las cuerdas, que es una tensión de unos 80 kilos, no rompa la tapa de la guitarra.
Okay. And they always did like this, and it worked well, and all the other brands are doing like this, and it's fantastic. We got some guitar like this because it's the old way and everything. But few years ago we came up with the new bracing. There is a V, so it's not an X, but it's a V. You say there is something that doesn't change, but actually it changed the sound of the guitar. You probably don't feel it in stage and everything, but if you take the guitar with a VX brace or a V class bracing, you understand the difference. And try to explain the difference. So with the V, you got more sustain of the guitar. So the note just stand longer because the central part of the top is more rigid, and sustain is given by rigidity. So the more the top is rigid and the more sustain you have. And if you got this, the central part of the guitar is rigid and got more sustain.
Taylor creó este sistema de bracing en V para poder darle más sustain a la guitarra ¿Perdona?
So, porque aquí está more rigid.
Está más rígido, con lo cual la guitarra tiene más sustain.
The problem here that is more is rigid the top and less you have volume, because otherwise you made a big just top and you got a lot of sustain, but you don't have volume because the top doesn't move, so you don't have volume. The thing is that with the V, we just keep this part pretty open. So this part is really free to move, and so we also give more volume. So in the same time, we give more volume and more sustain. That is something that is not easy to get, and you cannot get with here because the top cannot move, so it doesn't have a lot of volume and is not rigid in the center, so you don't have a lot of sustain. Just think about a banjo. So the banjo is a kind of leather top and is really thin. So you do a note, you get a lot of volume, but you don't have sustain. So the note just finish, ting, and that's the thing. And with this kind of nerd study, and you got the central part that is really rigid, and this part that is really free to move. So you got sustain and the volume in the same time, and it's magic.
Con el sistema de V, al ser la tapa más rígida, se supone que pierdes volumen, por lo cual en el sistema que han ideado los chicos de Taylor tienes todas estas zonas laterales que al poder vibrar libremente dan más volumen que con el sistema de X y con el añadido del sustain que hemos hablado antes, con lo cual tenemos las dos cosas.
And it's something that when you take the guitar, maybe you don't realize immediately. So a lot of people, they basically don't know, they are into that. Maybe you are searching for a guitar, you get in this store and you see, I don't know, 1,000 guitar, and you decide what to pick, and you check the price, and then you say you take any guitar and you play, and maybe you don't realize immediately, but you feel that first it's much easier to play like an electric guitar because the neck is bolt on, and so the set is perfect and you are comfortable of that. And then there is something that you realize that you got more volume, more intonation and more sustain, and then you check another guitar, any guitar, they got a fantastic sound and everything, but maybe it's not so easy to play, maybe it doesn't have so much sustain and everything. So also I think there is something also unconscious that you understand that you take a Taylor and you feel that is your guitar because it's easier to play and it sounds with more volume and more sustain. That's basically the secret and what make Taylor the best selling brand worldwide.
Vosotros cuando entráis en la tienda tenéis casi 1000 guitarras para probar, podéis elegir la que queráis. Si cogéis una Taylor, pues veréis que el mástil está perfecto, que tiene un sustain perfecto, que la sonoridad es muy buena. Entonces, Mateo os invita a que probéis las Taylor, las características que los cuenta, respecto a las demás marcas de guitarras acústicas.
And we love other guitar. I got a lot of guitar that are not Taylor, and I love them. I love the sound, I love the look and everything, but it's different. So there are things that I'm not a great guitar player. So there are things that I play, and if I play with the Taylor, it comes super easy. Not super easy, but pretty easy. It comes well. If I do the same riff or solo or things in another acoustic guitar, I make some mistakes. That's something that, in my experience, is like that.
Mateo tiene muchas guitarras en su casa de diversas marcas, pero cuando coge, que le gustan también, cuando coge su Taylor dice que las cosas salen súper fáciles y que comete menos errores que puede cometer con otras marcas. Él dice que no es un buen guitarrista.
Sí, no son buen guitarrista. Okay, and that's why probably so the innovation, the new things, the new technology, the bracing, the neck, also the look and the quality of the woods and everything that makes in 50 years the Taylor as the best brand worldwide.
Por todos estos avances es por lo que Taylor en estos 50 años es la guitarra acústica más vendida del mundo.
Sí. Okay. Now I want to talk about the woods, but before it's important to say that we decided to give away a GS Mini, so this guitar here. So I don't know if everyone did it. You can put your name and address and everything in this postcard that you can find it here, and then we put it in the box, and then let's say in less than 1 hour, let's say at 6 or something, someone will win this guitar. And this guitar is a GS Mini, so it's a travel guitar, so it's a small guitar, but it's a professional guitar. It's the best-selling guitar in Taylor, possibly in the best-selling series in the world, really, because it's...
a los que no habéis rellenado el cuestionario, ya...
No es un cuestionario, es just un...
Information.
Sí. Your name, just your name. Is...
Vuestro nombre, vuestro correo electrónico, supongo. Vais a entrar en el sorteo de esta guitarra, que a pesar de ser una guitarra mini, es una guitarra profesional. Y es la guitarra más vendida de Taylor y posiblemente la más vendida del mundo.
Sí. And this guitar especially is a 50th anniversary, so the top is torrefied, is tostado.
La tapa, como veis, está tostada en el horno.
Sí, es solid wood. This is ebony, like all the guitars.
Ébano, y tapa sólida.
And then palissandro laminato, pero esto es laminato. And so it's a cool guitar. It's not a Chinese.
Es una guitarra muy guay.
So if you haven't done it yet, just fill the
si alguien no lo ha rellenado, que lo rellene corriendo.
I don't know where is the box, but it will be. Oh, okay. In the entrance there is a box. Everyone can do it, and it will won. So. Few things about Taylor, again, that is important, really important to know, is the sustainability. So what is happening? Taylor, in partnership with a company that it sells wood here in Madrid, Medinter, is something like 2 hour driving for Madrid. So they bought Crelicam. There is a company in Cameroon, and Cameroon is the only country in the world where you can get the ebony, legally at least. There are some other countries that got ebony, but you can take it in illegal way. So you can do it in Cameroon.
El ébano solo se vende legalmente en Camerún y sigue.
Yeah. No, no, no. And we made this. No, I want to say these things about MedInter. There is a company here in Madrid.
Que hay una
and they
compañía
both
aquí en Madrid que
together.
se llama Madinter, que es
And the guitar
donde
player knows. Yeah, and together, Taylor and MedInter, they got the wood from Cameroon. And
con Madinter Taylor trae la madera de Camerún.
okay, the ébano, only the ébano.
Solo el ébano.
And the thing is that humanity, we as a human, we never grow ebony because there is no need to grow ebony. It's not an apple tree or something that is usually never
Que
grow.
nadie cultiva
So
ébano.
we got this ebony project. So a few years ago, we involved the University of California, and we started planting ebony in Cameroon. It is something that never happened. So it's something completely new, and we want to grow and keep the ebony until the next 1,000 here, because otherwise we get all the ebony, and then it will be illegal to get the ebony also.
Junto con la Universidad de California han decidido cultivar, Taylor ha decidido cultivar ébano en Camerún.
In Cameroon.
Así que dentro de 100 años ellos van a seguir teniendo ébano, no como el resto de nosotros.
And there is a nice video on the taylorguitars.com where Bob Taylor, in a better way than I'm doing now, is explaining everything, what is happening, the plantation of ebony and everything, and the sustainability and everything that is happening in Cameroon with the let's say support of Taylor.
Hay un vídeo en la web de Taylor donde podéis ver a Bob Taylor explicando temas sobre las maderas, la sostenibilidad de la marca y eso, un vídeo muy interesante.
And there is something special about ebony that I want to tell, because only we think about ebony as completely black like the keys of the piano, you know, the black keys of the piano. If we think about ebony, we think about that. Actually, only 20% of the tree of the ebony is completely black. The other 80% is black with some cream stripes, like this one. So it's not completely black. You can see there are some brown stripes.
Todo el mundo piensa que el ébano es negro, pero en realidad solo el 20% de la madera del ébano es negra y el 80% restante tiene ciertas líneas de color crema, como os está enseñando Mateo, que ellos usan en sus guitarras.
Yeah, and what happened? So something like 10 years ago, Bob Taylor went to Cameroon just to see how it's happening and everything, and he saw that they cut the trees in the middle of the forest, and the big part of the tree just remain on the forest, just abandoned, because they don't sell it, they don't use it, because we don't want to buy that kind of ebony. So in Africa they say, we leave it there because you people from US or Europe, you don't want to buy that, because you want only the ebony black. And so Bob Taylor say, I'm the owner of Taylor Guitars, so I can do something about that. So he started to do this video and to do this kind of communication, explaining that we can use also striped ebony, because it's more sustainable, there is more, and we don't want to use plastic or other things for the guitar. We just want to use the ebony. And from the sonic point of view, it got the same capacity, the same specs, specification of the black ebony. So we use everything. So in case you see, and we started years ago to use this striped ebony, and if you see a guitar, and because something like 5 years ago, we shipped the guitar to the dealers, and sometimes dealers say, no, this is not ebony because it got these stripes and everything. So now, after a few years, I think that the people knows that ebony is not all black, and also other brands like Martin is using striped ebony, Fender in the Elite, in the electric guitar, use the striped ebony. So now it's something that everyone is using, and no one is complaining, and it's because of Taylor. So it's a good thing to...
Hace 10 años Bob Taylor estuvo en Camerún viendo a ver cómo iban sus cosas y sus maderas, y vio que, claro, que había un montón de ébano con las rayas color crema que se desperdiciaba, y solo se usaba un muy bajo porcentaje del ébano que era totalmente negro. Entonces él dijo, pues oye, esto vamos a cambiarlo, y en pro de la sostenibilidad y de un poco de hacer un mejor uso de las maderas, empezaron a utilizar el ébano con las rayitas. Lo cual generó en un principio en algunas tiendas cierta desconfianza, porque decían que eso no era ébano al ir rayado. Entonces, bueno, pues ellos lo han luchado, y al final hasta marcas como Fender o Martin están usando el mismo ébano con la misma raya. Así que cuando vayáis a comprar una guitarra y si os digan que es ébano, si veis las manchitas, sigue siendo ébano. Igual dice Mateo que tiene las mismas posibilidades y las mismas características sónicas que el ébano negro.
And then there is another interesting wood that we use, and it's koa. So this guitar is completely made in koa, and it's a fantastic hard wood. It's like mahogany, let's say, with a lot of mid-range, and it grows only in the Hawaii Islands. So it's the only place where we can get the koa.
Let me, please.
Okay.
Esa guitarra está totalmente hecha de una madera que solo crece en Hawái, que se llama koa. Es una madera con una gran dureza y sigue manteniendo características para hacer una guitarra con ella.
And Hawaii is not big like I don't know, Canada or Brazil, so there is a small land, and so it was easy just to get all the koa. So even there is not a lot, and that's why Bob Taylor got 2 plantations of koa. So we are growing. He bought a land in the Hawaii and is growing this wood, because as I say, it grows only there. Is a very specific. The best koa grows on the 500 meters on the hills, because the temperature and the climate and everything is perfect, and we don't want to get it all and then in 10 years we don't have any more koa, so it's planting also koa for making these fantastic guitars.
Como Hawái es una isla pequeñita, no es como Canadá, claro, si se ponen a cortar los árboles de koa, pues se quedan sin árboles en 10 años. Entonces lo que ha hecho Bob Taylor es crear 2 plantaciones de koa, y así se aseguran también que puedan seguir construyendo sus guitarras. La koa es una madera muy dura y crece a partir de los 500 metros.
No, the best one is on 500 meters.
La mejor koa está a partir de los 500 metros, por eso ellos están un poco preocupados y han hecho las 2 plantaciones.
Cool, and it's a great looking wood, and it's a hard wood. In the Hawaii, they used to use the koa for some weapons. So it's so strong.
Se usaba para armas por la
like
dureza.
La lancha or
las lanzas, muy bien.
And things like that. And then they started use it for ukulele, something like I don't know, in the 20s. After 100 years ago, they started building ukulele, and it sounds good. It sounds like mahogany, but it's much better looking than mahogany, and cool. So we use a lot of koa.
Es un poco como la caoba, tiene más o menos esas características, y por eso les gusta, porque es muy guay y por eso la siguen usando.
Bene. So we got a lot of shapes, a lot of wood, a lot of information. The last thing that I want to tell you is how you choose a guitar, because there are 1,000 guitars with many shapes and many woods. So there are 2 big arguments: the shape of the guitar, so if the guitar is big like a jumbo or a grand orchestra, or small, and the kind of wood. So there are those 2 things that
hay 2
changes.
cosas en las que pensar cuando vas a comprar una guitarra, sobre todo son el tamaño, que puede ser jumbo o mini, con los pasos intermedios, o el tipo de madera.
Yeah. So let's try some guitar. I want to make a kind of experience. I put this guitar here. Those are the same shape. So usually, if you play a jumbo, it's a big guitar you play, and you get a lot of volume and everything. So this guitar, these 3 guitars here, got the same shape. Got exactly the same shape.
Esas 3 guitarras tienen la misma forma.
But with different wood. So this is koa.
Con maderas diferentes. Esta es koa.
Is palo santo.
Palo santo.
sì. And Sequoia, the top in
Y
Sequoia,
Sequoia.
that is a super special and cool wood.
Muy especial.
Yeah, and this one here is in acero. So the back and side is acero, is maple, acero.
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 Arce, vale.
Arce.
Perdón, acero en italiano.
Acero. I thought
Ok.
that it was the
Perdón,
same. I
excuse
thought that
me,
it was the same in
excuse me.
Spanish. Arce. So it's arce, coa. The top is in abete. So I want to just make an experiment and see if it's working well. We got a microphone here, and I want to play the same thing with 3 different guitars, and maybe we can tell the difference between
Va a
the
tocar
wood.
lo mismo con las 3 guitarras y a ver qué opináis.
I don't know if the microphone works well. You can say something. So this is Koa, this is an hardwood. We got should be a lot of medium range
Coa
frequencies.
con muchos medios.
And then I tried to do the same with this guitar that got the same shape but with some different wood. Let's see the difference. And then change again the wood with this one and see what is happening. So the thing is that different wood give different sound. Maybe it's not a revolutionary change, but there is a change. I don't know if you probably get some difference between the guitar. That actually got the same shape, just different wood. So what they say usually is that the Koa is got a lot of medium frequencies. So if you wanna, I don't know, play something. I think if you like this typical sound of the guitar with a lot of medium, not a lot of high, not a low, you can choose Koa, for instance. It's a good.
Si os gusta el sonido de las guitarras con más medios que agudos y graves, la Koa es una muy buena elección.
It's like mahogany. That's more or less the same thing of mahogany, and it's good for kind of old blues, folk, Americana.
Para folk, para blues.
Like and Arce, you say?
Arce. Fenomenal.
It's got more attack, it's more sparkling, and it's more, let's say, modern. So if you want to play something, so Prince had a guitar with the same wood of this one, and it was purple. They called the purple, this purple Taylor, and we made it and everything. And he used this kind of guitar because Prince is not playing old blues and things like that. So it's things like, so and he got this great attack. And so if you want to play something modern rock or modern things, I think that this is a nice guitar. Also for the looking, by the way. This is not, I don't know if it's, but yeah, so
el arce es una madera que da mucho ataque al sonido. Prince la usaba mucho porque, pues eso, ya usaba ese tipo de técnicas para tocar. Y aparte que la guitarra es una monería y le gusta mucho el aspecto que tiene.
And it got a lot of attack, so as soon as you touch the strings, the arce just sound. So it's more, that's why it's also good for the solo.
Que es muy buena para
solos. So if you want to play the
solos.
solo, the arce is the best wood probably. So if you want to play U2, for instance, that kind of music, pretty new, and this guitar is good. And it's the 600 series because we have several series with different wood. Usually the 600 series is made with arce. So that's
La serie 600 de Taylor está hecha de arce, así que si os gusta el rock moderno y rollos así en plan U2 y como ha dicho el Prince, pues debería ser vuestra elección.
And then we got this guitar that is special. So as I say, this is the 50th anniversary model, so we made some very, very special models. Then we are produced only this year until the end of the year. And this is basically one of my favorite, is the 800 series, Builders Edition, 50th anniversary. So the top is in Sequoia. There is a
Es la serie 800, 50 aniversario, que es una guitarra muy especial y está hecha de secuoya.
And back inside, la tapa. Back inside is Palo Santo, is rosewood. So there is a classical wood it's a typical wood for all the guitars. And in this case, the sound is pretty smooth, but it's also boosted, so it's really, really rich. So this is, so if I had to buy a guitar, I mean, I probably start with this one because it's a really special guitar.
Tiene, tiene un sonido muy suave, pero a la vez con mucha sonoridad, y que si él tuviese que elegir una guitarra, posiblemente empezase con esta.
And then is a Builder's Edition. So we don't have a custom shop. We have this factory in the US, and we think that we do the best guitar there in the factory. We don't need a custom shop because all the models are basically a custom shop guitar. It's a top level. So in the same factory, we do the Builder's Edition model. That are models that got something more. So typically, the first thing that you notice in the Builder's Edition is that the armrest, for instance, there is something that you put your arm here, and it does. You can play for hours, and it doesn't bother you a lot. Then you got this double cutaway over here, and it's cool because usually in the regular guitar you got the things for the strap here, and here we cut it, we put it here, so you can get in the very, really high notes. So it's a kind of different and specs, and that makes the guitar special. And also we use Goto tuners that are tuners that are pretty nice, made in Japan. And so the Builder's Edition, if you see a guitar with Builder's Edition, you see there is something regular. So in this case, we have the 814C, regular one, and we got the 814C Builder's Edition that is kind of those special specifications.
Esta es la Builder's Edition. Ellos no necesitan tener guitarras custom shop porque todas sus guitarras son especiales. Y en esta hay una serie 800 estándar y una serie 800 Builder's Edition que tiene donde apoyáis el brazo los guitarristas, no sé cómo lo llamáis, que es muy cómodo, con forma así un poco más redondeada, y tiene doble cutaway.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And then there is another experiment that I want to make. I don't know what is going to happen. So this guitar got exactly the same wood. So Sequoia and Palo Santo,
Son las mismas maderas.
But esta es una gran concert, esta es una gran auditorium. So this is a little smaller. So I don't know if you can tell the difference.
La de vuestra derecha es un poco más pequeña.
So what is happening? That if you play finger style, so if you wanna use your finger and you wanna a touch that is more sensitive, you probably need a guitar like this. So because you play quiet and you don't want to play hard, and on the other hand, if you are Bruce Springsteen and you probably dig and you got a very heavy hand, you probably need a bigger guitar like this one. So let's try to see if there is a difference between the sounds of this shape. It's pretty smooth.
Es muy suave.
And also this one, I try to be smooth also here. So probably this got a little bit more volume because
tiene un poco más de volumen porque es más grande.
So that's the thing. That's why there are some different shape and everything. And then this one is a new shape. No, it's not the new shape. It's a shape that is getting pretty popular in the last year because actually it's much easier to play. You can embrace the guitar. It's not like a jumbo that you play like this.
Es una guitarra que se ha hecho muy popular en el último año porque es muy cómoda de tocar.
Sorry? Oh, mamma mia, it's 5,000 euro. That's, yeah. And and that's it. The problem is that when you play this, it gets so easy to play that you get used to play with
Es
this
muy fácil
small
acostumbrarse
guitar.
a ella porque es muy cómoda de tocar.
But if you are, as I say, if you are a songwriter, like
Si
I
eres
don't know,
un
we were
cantautor,
talking about people with big guitars like Elvis Presley or I don't know, Bob Dylan or Cat Stevens. They all have big guitars. And with this kind of guitar, you can dig it, you can play heavy, and the guitar is perfect. If you play hard with the small body guitar, maybe there is a little distortion, it doesn't sound good. So it depends on what you play. If you want to stand on the stage, just you and your microphone, and play, you need probably a big guitar. Something like that. And you can play hard. So it depends on the style that you want to play and everything. Another thing that makes Taylor special is that Taylor, it was 30 years ago, designed this body. There is, this body here.
Hace 30 años diseñaron este cuerpo.
So this is not a big guitar, it's not a jumbo, it's not a Dragnut like
No es
that
una
one,
guitarra muy
and it's
grande.
not a small guitar. So
Tampoco es pequeña.
is let's say the perfect guitar. You can play
Es la
hard,
guitarra
you can play
perfecta.
soft,
Puedes
and
tocar
you got
fuerte,
this
puedes
shape.
tocar
So the
flojo.
thing is, if you have to buy one guitar,
Si tienes
just
que
get
comprar una guitarra,
get the Grand Auditorium shape. Get this shape that it was designed by
tienes que
Taylor.
conseguir la gran auditorium.
And it's one of the shapes that became more and more popular. It's definitely the best-selling model of Taylor, the Grand Auditorium, and it's perfect because, as I say, it's a good mix for everything. You can play everything with the Grand Auditorium.
Puedes tocar lo que sea con ellas y es la guitarra más vendida la forma más vendida de Taylor.
Okay, good. I don't want to talk a lot. We got some guitars here that belongs to our stock in Amsterdam, so you can use it, you can play it, you
Las
can buy
guitarras
it.
que hay aquí son del stock de Taylor de Ámsterdam, así que podéis tocarlas y que no quiere hablar mucho más ya.
And we put the prices, so only for today we got these special prices. So if you want to try the guitar and test it, you can see the model and then the price, the recommended price in this case is 5,499. So you can see this price everywhere. But today, only here at Madrid Hifi, you can save 400 euro. And so that's the thing. And in all the guitars, you can see the price with the double and with the special.
En todas las
discount.
guitarras tenéis el precio puesto, esa en concreto son 5.499, pero solo hoy en Madrid Hifi se queda unos maravillosos 5.000 euros.
Yeah, and as I say, we build acoustic guitar. There is also this special guitar that is an hybrid. So
Is what?
È un ibrido, es un ibrido.
Hybrid. Esta guitarra es un híbrido, que es una
It's
guitarra
a hollow body,
especial.
so it's empty here.
Es semihueca.
You got an
hueca.
humbucker here, a body sensor, and another humbucker here.
Tiene un sensor en el cuerpo y dos humbuckers,
And you
una
got-
en el puente y otra en el
And
mástil.
it has 5 selections. So the
Tiene
name
seis
of the guitar
seis
is
posiciones.
T5, because it's thin line,
Five.
and it got this 5 selection. And you can switch in the same song from the acoustic sound, and you can switch it, and you put the distortion, and you made a solo with this. And it's an hybrid, it's perfect. When Taylor presented this guitar 10 years ago at NAMM, this guitar, and this is true, it's history. This guitar won the prize as the best acoustic guitar of the show and the best electric guitar on the show. So this is the thing.
Hace 10 años, cuando la presentaron en el NAMM, ganó el premio a Mejor Guitarra Eléctrica y Mejor Guitarra
It's
Acústica.
the same model, that there is something crazy. And in the last years, also other brands, they made a lot of hybrid
En los
guitars
últimos
like
años
this,
ha habido muchas marcas haciendo guitarras híbridas.
So if you get a chance, just put your hand on this guitar because it's cool.
Que le echéis un
it's a good
vistazo
guitar.
porque es muy guay y es muy interesante.
So you can binding like it was an electric guitar, like it was a Stratocaster, even if it got a bridge of an acoustic guitar. So it's a cool guitar. Just just try to
De echarle un
put your hand
vistazo porque
here.
es muy interesante.
Okay, good. So now I think that is the best part of the show. If everyone, I'm thrilled, I'm excited because someone will win this guitar with this gig bag.
Bueno, la parte más
over
interesante
here.
del show, que es que alguien va a ganar esta guitarra. Con la funda, claro.
So as I say, this is just mini. It's a traveler guitar.
Es una guitarra de viaje.
This made in Mexico.
Está
The
hecha
top
en
is
México.
solid wood, is abete torrefatto.
Abeto torrefacto,
Sì,
hecha en México, lo he dicho ya.
and it's ebony.
Ébano,
And
ébano.
they got the ES2, so the expression system 2 is electrified. They got
La
the
pastilla
piezo
S2.
here. So it's a very, very nice guitar. And now we take the box and we see who's
Vamos a
going to
coger la
win
caja y
this.
a ver quién se lleva el premio gordo.
And we see who wins this guitar. Cool.
La caja.
Cool.
Here it comes.
Mamma mia, vieni qui. Eva, you say, okay, nice. I met this girl before, so she's the innocent hand. Eva, just present yourself.
Eva es la
introduce
mano
yourself.
inocente.
What do you do in your life? ¿Qué fas nella vita?
Studio.
Studio, cosa? Bene. All'università? Studi all'università?
No,
Ah, no.
aquí.
Aquí. Bene, allora che passa? Ora I shake this, you close your eyes and you put your hands here and you put and read the name, and the name that you read will win this guitar. Do you speak English? No, ma mi sei muy bien. She's fantastic. Yeah. I think that someone can shake because no shake. Bye, go. The microphone. You want to use my microphone? Okay, let's use it. Habla.
Va.
Ok, molto bene. Keep it in your pocket, nella tasca.
¿Tienes el bolsillito?
No mucho. Así.
Sí, tranquila. Mira, la ponemos aquí. Mira, me quedo yo aquí contigo, ¿vale?
Chiudi gli occhi.
Cierra los ojos.
Ok, vai, prendi uno. Molto bene. Ok, bene. Muy bien. Leggi il nome.
Miriam.
Miriam.
Miriam. Ayer.
Grande, just give a kiss to Eva. Just give her a kiss. Come here. I want a picture with Fantastica. Okay, this is the guitar. You have to take a picture. I don't know. Okay, nice. So this is your new guitar.
Sí, es que estoy flipando, entonces...
It's your lucky day.
Thank you.
It's your guitar. It's just mini. As I say, it's a small guitar, but it's super professional. And it's yours. And you got your gig bag.
Espera.
So even if you came here with your motorbike, you can just put it here and go home and drive home with your motorbike.
Pues ya está.
Okay, good. Nice. Fantastic.
Muchísimas gracias a los dos. Un aplauso, por favor, para nuestra selectora.
I will. Mi piace moltissimo.
Fantastico, parla anche italiano.
Bueno, un po'.
Muchas gracias. Gracias por venir. Un aplauso también para la ganadora, por favor.